Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please let me know. Yesterday we had a little hiccup. I was mute on yesterday, and I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me now. Please let me know, somebody in the chat. Y'all can hear me. Were you able to hear me a few seconds ago? Okay. Were you all able to hear me a few seconds ago? Okay, now we can. Okay, thank you so much for that, Candace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we could talk about some things now, okay? We can get into some things. Y'all gotta let me know when y'all not able to hear me, okay? So thank you, Phil, for letting me know you guys could not hear me at first, all right? So I wasn't saying too much. I was just saying, hello, and I was just asking you guys the same thing, which is to let me know whether or not you can hear me. Actually, give me one more. You know what? No, I ain't gonna worry about that. But anyway, I just want to say this, okay? So we can go ahead and get things started. We have a few things that we're going to chit chat about. I am off camera again today, but I appreciate everybody coming through to hang out. Please go ahead and like the video. Help your girl make her way through the algorithm over here on YouTube. Also, feel free to share the video. That's greatly appreciated. And if you're not already a subscribe, please go ahead and do so. But first things first, and I don't want anybody to feel any kind of way, but good afternoon to Jessie Williams and Jessie Williams only. I don't care about nobody else. Afternoon, for real, for real. I just want to let Jessie Williams know. Hi. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hi, Jessie Williams. What's going on? Jessie Williams, come to the office, please. Jessie Williams, come to the office, please. Okay, because I'm telling you, if I, first of all, I'm not no Martell, so don't push me, first of all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, be out here cheating and like that. But if I was single or whatnot, girl, I would let Jessie come over here and smell at me anytime. Okay, Mr. Jessie, what's going on? Okay, girl, he can come over here and Jessie Williams only can come over here and smell at me anytime. But anyway, girl, I just wanted to say hi. How is your day going? What are you doing? How's everything going over there? With working on Broadway and stuff, because we definitely got a Broadway, like a very clear view. Oh my God. I just really hope that his day is going awesome. And yeah, life is grand in this moment. So for those of you guys that don't know, Jessie Williams ended up going, he's doing Broadway, which is weird because didn't he quit Grey's Anatomy or something like that? I know he was going through a divorce. Oh, girl, I see. She divorced him for whatever reason. I cannot recall, but they do have children together. Once they divorced, I believe he owed her like alimony and had to also pay child support to her. And I guess he felt like he was paying too much. So he decided to quit one of his jobs or his major job, which I think was Grey's Anatomy. And now he's over there doing Broadway, and it looks like he's playing like a person in prison or something like that. That's what it looked like from the clip that was surfacing around social media or around the whole internet, child. Yeah, so it looks like he was playing some type of prison person and he ended up running up on some guy and kissing him or something like that. And I know that man felt that thing on his leg, honey. Oh, wow. Girl, I would not have been able to maintain. Don't put me in that type of acting scene, girl. Don't put me in that type, girl. I'm going to miss the whole setup. Okay? I'm going to get fired. Because he would have came behind me and put that thing out. Oh, wow. Well, good morning to you. Okay? Anyway, talk about a third leg. Exactly. Is he on his third leg of the Broadway tour? But anyway, girl, third legs was definitely coming through, and we definitely we can appreciate it just a little bit. But yes, girl, let me tell y'all something. Miss Girl hit the flow from Hit the Flow Taylor. Girl, I know she did hit the flow. But anyway, I am sure she's grateful. I'm sure she's in a wonderful place, you know. So it's kind of like congratulations, you know. Or when I say that because Jesse Williams to me has always been so attractive. I've always thought that he was a handsome man. But to see that image, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that from him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it's like, oh, hi, Jessie, because I wasn't expecting that. You know, I thought it probably would have been like, you know, a little song, like, whatever, girl, whatever. Like, no, we see the black side of him coming through. So, you know, shout out to Jessie for that or whatnot. Yeah. So I just wanted to, you know, and for those of you guys that don't know who I'm talking about, girl, this is who I'm talking about right here. Okay, Mr. Jessie, giving the girls what they can feel and what they can see. So I just wanted to give him a, you know, good afternoon to him only. Somebody says he's all right. You just can't get with a man who purposely, that girl, you're right, leaves a high-paying job just to lower his child support. Now, girl, that was some messy stuff as hell. Like, sir, it's supposed to be about the children, sir. So that is extremely effed up. Extremely effed up. It's supposed to be about the kids, and you feel like she giving more of your money. Like, you got to take care of the kids. I wonder who put him up to that idea, or was it his own? Like, I'm just gonna quit the best paying job ever for me. But see, I also feel like if he was able to quit that job to not have to pay so much money, it makes me feel like I can imagine how much money he actually has saved up. Because I think him going to Broadway, I don't think they pay him that much. I really don't. I don't think they pay him that much in comparison to what, you know, network television was paying him. He was making a lot of money. So to do that, if I was the judge, I'd be like, okay, well then what's your savings looking like? If you just could do this and you willing to, you know, make the bare minimum, you must got some money stashed, tucked away. You got some coins somewhere. That's what I believe. All right. I see somebody, was that Danielle that said Vanessa Williams' little brother? That's Vanessa Williams' little brother? You lying. Let me look this up. You lying. They related? Okay, let me look this up. Because somebody like they ain't related. Hold on, wait. Girl, this gonna cause for further research. This is going to cause for further research, okay? Because there's another man that's coming up as her brother, which is interesting. Somebody named Chris Williams, who's also, I've seen him in some stuff. I think he's an actor as well. But that's the only person that looks like coming up as her brother. Like, could he be her cousin or something like that? Let me see what y'all are saying. What is it? Snakop? Tell us, y'all are delusional if y'all think that's why he quit his job. Tell me why he quit, girl. Tell me. Quitting a job to lower child support will not work in Virginia. No, ma'am. Well, tell us. Let us know, why did he quit? Y'all lying. That's that lady brother. Vanessa's brother, Chris, is her brother, not Jessie. Is that her cousin? Or was y'all joking? Vanessa and her daughter were in the May-June Essence issue. Okay. All right, gotcha. Oh, you were saying you think it's a joke. I mean, it could be a joke, girl. But we know what was not a joke, okay? It was that thing that was Thangin. Yes, Father. A shout out to, let me see. I hope I know I'm going to butcher this name. Please forgive me. Shagozi. Thank you so much for the Cash App. I just saw it. Shout out to Shagozi or Chagozi. I'm so sorry if I missed. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. But I really appreciate you for the Cash App. Thank you so very much. Child, that thing was definitely out there thanging around. Do you hear me? I said, well, hell, just give him his own Broadway tour. All right? He's definitely singing out there. Give the third leg its own tour. All right? Is there an exhibit, a museum or something? Girl, let me stop. Let me cool it down. Okay, girl, I'm over here acting like my man ain't got it too. I'm just shocked to see it over there on Mr. Jessie, girl. But anyway, let me go scoot over. Let's scoot over, girl. We're going to talk about some other stuff. Right, it needs a debut. It does. Jamie, why did you start the show with this? How are we going to focus now? I'm sorry. I had to go and get him out the way. I had to call him to the office, and then we're going to send him back. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that he knew that everybody in the office has said good afternoon, and now we can make the rest of his day. Okay. As he has made ours, and we appreciate it. Not too much happens around these parks. Right. So he definitely has brightened the day in the office. So, we wanted to make sure we give him some love and send him back, For sure, guys. Not I just went back to Twitter to take a look again. A mess. No wonder his wife was fighting so hard in the divorce. That thing is definitely Thangin. All right. For sure. Child probably would have been over there fighting too, girl. I mean, of course they had a family and stuff, and breakups and divorces are hard and difficult, child. But yeah, girl, I would have been fine too. All my life I had to fight. But anyway, child, let's go ahead and scoot over. Let's move on. All right. Let's go ahead and speak on the situation regarding Miss what's her name, child? Kehlani. Kehlani got a chance to go over to the Morning Hustle to do an interview, and I got a chance to check out that interview. But I had to stop watching the interview because it was just like, it wasn't giving. It was like, it wasn't that good. It wasn't a good interview. It wasn't a good interview at all. Okay. In the interview, you will see where Kehlani has her arms folded. Seems like she really wasn't interested in having much of a conversation. Not sure if anything happened prior to her sitting down, but she just seemed like she was over the interview. She seemed like she was forced to do the interview. She just was not interested, right? So she actually, once that interview ended up airing, she actually, took to social media to speak on it. She took to social media to give her thoughts about it. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can get into what Miss Girl had to say. All right, let me go back over here. And all right, cool. All right, you guys. So let's do it like this so you all can see what is being said over here with Miss Kehlani. All right, so Kehlani says, and mind y'all, she did this interview with the Morning Hustle with L'Oreal, and I believe it's DJ Headcracker or something like that. She did that interview. I think she just recently dropped an album or some new music. And in the interview, she just seemed so off and standoffish and like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the reason why. Like she didn't want to be there. Right. So what is being said, at least this is from Kehlani's page. She says, I see that interview was still released. I've been advised to speak. I was going to remain quiet. Every other recent interview has been super bubbly, warm, informative, and open from start to finish. This interview was cringy, a lot of mockery and invasive as all right. She goes on to say, this is why your favorite artists always stop doing interviews or people don't want to speak anymore. I'm only speaking to select few folks anymore who really care about me deeply and have always been in my corner. All right. At the fans. And she says, sharing clips out of context doesn't help me. All of the comments on the YouTube video, though, agree it was a terrible interview. And in my opinion, it's pretty evident. Love you guys. Check out all the other stuff from this week. The awesome ones were awesome. All right. So this is what Miss Kehlani ended up saying. Now, once she put this statement out, L'Oreal decided that she was actually going to go on her page and give her viewpoint. So let's go ahead and get to that. I'm hoping y'all can hear
that. In the interview, arms folded, arms crossed, whatever the case, whatever have you. Now, she decided to take the social media after this interview came out, and I'm going to tell you our side. She basically said, I see this interview was still released. I've been advised to speak. I was going to remain quiet. Every other recent interview has been bubbly, warm, informative, and open from start to finish. This interview was cringy, a lot of mockery, and invasive. This is why your favorite artists always stop doing interviews or people don't want to speak anymore. I'm only speaking to a select few folks who deeply care about me and always been in my corner, and the fans. Sharing clips out of context doesn't help me. All the comments on YouTube and the video agree with me. It was a whack interview, and in my opinion, it's pretty evident. Now, it was a whack interview. Now, let me tell you why the interview was whack. When Kehlani first came in, her and her team came in about an hour and a half early before our scheduled interview. This is a syndicated morning show. We cannot stop the show in order to do that in the interview, arms folded, arms crossed, whatever the case, whatever have you. Now, she decided to take the social media after this in order to do an interview for you because you came early. Right. First and foremost, you walk in the door, even though we still did do your interview a little earlier. You walk in the door, you did not speak to anybody in the room. Am I wrong or am I right?
Nah, she was a little cold and distant coming in.
She came in cold and distant, nasty, sat in her chair and folded her arms. Now, as professionals we are, we continue to go on. We're very familiar with the fact that she goes by certain pronouns, and we know this because we listened to Sway's interview.
Like, wow, she's really blossomed. They really blossomed.
You can use she too.
I can use she. Okay. Well, give me effort for trying. Come on, man.
I appreciate that.
Okay, just off the back, so it's okay if I'm mixing up the pronouns.
Yeah, I use both she and they. It's interchangeable. I'm not like I'm not tripping too hard on either.
I lost sleep on that.
Yeah. I have a lot of people that sit me down. They're like, I just have a serious question. Like, which one? And I'm like, well, that's
started to do an interview for you.
It's all good.
It's optional.
Okay, it's optional. But I really do appreciate it. You guys are the first people to like make that emphasis in interview.
Really?
Okay, now let me say, because I do my research, and I heard that part in the interview, and hey, I wanted her to feel comfortable. I wanted to do the knowledge and meet them where they were at.
That's right. Now, here was the first thing that was said to her, right? This was the intro.
Not the very first thing we said, because we said hello when she came in, even though she was still cold and distant, but popping the interview off, here's how it popped off. All right, welcome to the Morning Hustle. They are here, and they is she, and she is with us. She go by the name of Kehlani.
Now, according to...
All right, welcome to the Morning Hustle. They are here, and they is she, and she is with us. She go by the name of Kehlani. New album, Blue Water Road, is out right now, and it is quite the vibe, man. Make some noise one time. How you feeling, Queen?
I'm tired. How are you doing?
Trying my best to not be tired as well.
Right.
It's been a hell of a run, so much content to consume, and I can imagine, it's been a whirlwind for you, because, last time you dropped the album, pandemic time, doing interviews for the comfort of your home, and now you got to jump on planes and do stuff. How are you handling it all?
I'm chilling.
Yeah, it's not like an adjustment, because I know for me, I had to get back into getting dressed again and things of that nature. I'll be with pajama pants on the bottom and party on the top, looking good for Zoom, but now you're out. It's early in the morning. You got the new project, Blue Water Road, and you're letting people into your mind a little bit now.
Yep.
Hey, welcome to the...
All right, y'all saw that part, right? She seemed like she really didn't want to be there, but I'll give my thoughts in a second. So she also goes on to make this statement here. She says, I didn't come any earlier than I was supposed to. I had just finished Young Jock's radio show, really good energy. I definitely said hi to everyone. I sat down and immediately ODing with the pronouns. Well, I guess you meant to say pronouns felt like a mockery every time I started to open something. some SHI, I guess she meant to say came. Okay. Asked me if I was scissoring my friend, asked me if I ever heard of my own girlfriend, and much more. I sat through this entire interview really embarrassed and still only said no more interviews after. That post did not come until the next day. That was used for clout. I have done really amazing, beautiful interviews the entire week and even that morning right before. Okay. She says, I was perfectly fine when I walked in. And every single person that came in with me felt how wrong all of it was. She says, getting up and leaving would have been a cop out. Cussing someone out would have been awful. I did my best while protecting my energy and being mocked to my face. Okay, so that is what it is that Miss Kehlani had to say. Now, when I first started the interview, I started watching it. And as soon as, Head Crack went into his stuff, seems like he was bubbly, right? Sometimes people feed off of other people's energy. And Miss Kehlani just seemed like she wasn't here for it. So I don't know what could have happened prior to, but it made me think she didn't want to be there for whatever reason, and that she could have possibly been forced to do this interview. Now, I feel like both of them are out of line. I'm not vindicating, I ain't gonna say out of line, but if we're gonna find error in the interview, I'm gonna find error on both of them. And it's not just gonna be, they were unprofessional. No, they really did try to keep the interview going. The issue was they did have some things, right? I don't think they overdid it on the pronouns, but here's the thing for me. The pronouns are new for a lot of people. So him overusing them, in my opinion, was his way of trying to be cautious and conscious of saying the right things. Sometimes things just flow out of our mouth. So I don't think it was him trying to overuse it, to make her feel away. I think he was doing it for himself to make sure that she felt comfortable. But again, we don't know what happened prior to that moment. What else did I want to say about that? The scissoring with scissor, that was a dumb comment, honestly. Like that was stupid. But I'm wondering, right? I'm wondering, is it an issue because L'Oreal said it? Or would you have chuckled and laughed if Charlamagne would have said it? Because Charlamagne has said so much out of line foul to people that type of comment sounds like it will go over people's heads if it came out of Charlamagne's mouth, and everything would be okay. And if that's the case, if everything would be okay, is it because they're the Breakfast Club and they have a larger following than the Morning Hustle? Which one would it be? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not going to give her a 100% pass for this, because I feel like people sit through interviews that they don't want to do all of the time, whether it's on television or it's on radio, and they push through. And I think I think she did push through, but her energy was so apparent that she didn't want to be there. And I can't even say she was really protecting her energy based on how she was operating. Like, she didn't want to do it. And I'm like, I hate to say it. I feel like protecting your energy would have been like, hey, this was great. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna conclude the interview right here. And what they chose to do with that afterwards, I guess, would have been on them. But yeah, I agree. That's what's up. That scissoring comment was so stupid, so stupid. But she had an issue from the moment she sat down. Now, I don't know if these folks pissed this woman off before she sat down or what, but the interview, from what I saw, definitely was giving, I don't want to be here. I feel like my team forced me to interview with y'all because some of the other people that I want to interview with, I they too booked for me right now, whatever. Like, I really didn't want to come here. Like, that's what it was giving. Or it seemed like she probably had like a personal issue with them or something. I'm like, girl, what is going on? Like, at the end of the day, the interview, in my opinion, and y'all let me know y'all thoughts. This is my opinion is mine. It's not a word is bond type of opinion, so we can always have conversation and disagree. But my thing is this: when you're doing an interview, I understand we as humans have our own emotions. We get frustrated and everything, right? But I do feel like you promoting this album is a part of your job. So even when we do have bad days at work, we push through and we do the best that we can. And it's not going to come off as no attitude. And also, with you being an artist and a performer, for me, this interview is more so for the fans than anybody. And in addition, a lot of times people go out and do these interviews, not just for the fans, but for the new people that may not even be familiar with them or the project that they got coming up. So if I never saw the other interviews that you did this week with Sway or anybody else, I'm gonna be like, yeah, don't really care about anything else she got going on. Like, yeah, no, I'm good. Da 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 da. Some people are just gonna write you off. Some people not gonna go the extra mile to look up more interviews and see what your thoughts are and see what type of person you really are. You know what I'm saying? So the energy she was given was terrible, but I also feel like they didn't really help. Because they could have been like, I don't know if they took any commercial breaks. Sometimes people take commercial breaks during the interviews. And I'm like, they could have checked on her. Like when they saw that she was off, when she first came in, like, hey, Kehlani, you good? Like you straight? I mean, like, did we do something? Do we need to, you know what I'm saying? Because you always want to, I would think, make sure the person that you're interviewing feels comfortable. So check in with them and make sure they're good. And seeing that this interview, I don't know if it was recorded live. It sounds like it could have been recorded live. But again, if commercials were being ran, I could have checked on her in the intermission. And then also, if you knew you were going to chop up the interview and upload it to social media, then that could have also been a moment for y'all to check in on her and be like, yo, you good? Or whatever the case may have been, especially if she had that energy and she let, like, let's say she didn't come in with that energy, but she had the energy during the interview and then she left feeling the same way. That's like, you're going to want to check on the person, you know? So thank you so much, Janae. Janae says that it was not live. So for me, I feel like, okay, at any moment they could have stopped and checked on her. Now, I don't know if they did or didn't check on like, yo, you good? You know what I'm saying? You straight? Like, you know, but at the end of the day, I mean, she also was there to do a job just as much as they were. Yeah, their comments are like, some of the comments were outlandish. She felt like they were overusing the word she, they. But when they play Sway, I'm like, they ain't saying that too much different than what Sway said. So I'm confused. So I mean, I don't know, girl. Like, I don't know. A lot of people are advocating for Kehlani, you know, and that's, you know, you got your right to advocate. But I'm just like, yeah, no. If you had a bad day, that's okay. You know, just say that. Like, I wasn't featuring it. I wasn't feeling it. And then at the end of the day, also say apologies to my fans if it came off as whatever. But, you know, feel free to check out my other interviews and whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm like? Something's off. And I'm just not finna co-sign to be with no masses. Like, I'm just not. Yes, the radio heard it, but not the world. Got you. Thank you so much, Critic Chronicles. So, again, I feel like there could have been a commercial break or a quick minute where they could have checked like, yo, you good? Like, even when Head Crack was talking, she could have like been like, L'Oreal could have just been like, you straight? Oh, okay. I bet. You know what I'm saying? Hop back into it. Oh, wow. Right, Jamie. Hell, even seemed like Sway crowned her for it in the interview. What else? Nah, she was having a celebrity privilege moment. So everyone in the comments, their pronouns are they and them. Yes, I agree. They could have checked into what they could have checked into, but then it's like, okay, I just think she posts what she posts wasn't truly what was wrong with her. Oh, what she had to say, she didn't really say what was wrong with her for real. Let's see what else. Let's see. Well, those are my thoughts, you know. So I see, like, for me, like, I think she said she does. Sometimes she's okay with being called she or her, but her pronouns are they and she, I believe. So even as I'm talking, I'm even saying her and she and they, because it's just flowing off so naturally. So when I think about it, for me, Head Crack, I think he was putting that in to be conscious for himself. Like because I'm gonna do the same thing because I gotta make sure I break this up and make sure that I say, if not her, I say they, you know what I'm saying? Because they were sitting at that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a new learning process for him, in my opinion. But, you know, that's just what I think. You know, some people think you're supposed to just automatically get it. It's supposed to click. Like, these are my pronouns, like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right. But I just don't think people process things like that. So it's going to take time. But now that he knows, I think he should be actively working on that. And I feel like that is what Head Crack did in that moment. And she just felt like he was overdoing it. And it's like, girl, just say you didn't think highly of them as a program or whatever you want to call it, and you just weren't interested in being interviewed by these people for real. Right. Or immediately afterwards or something. Sway was cracking jokes about it, but she wasn't mad. I think she was mad that she got there early, but still had to wait for her actual interview time. And I could see that all day when she says, no, I did not get there any earlier than what I was supposed to. Yes, we hear you. You didn't get there any earlier than what you were supposed to because that's probably the norm, right? But you would like to be seen earlier. You probably, well, I don't know if she knew that it was going to be live for the radio people. I would think that she did, but she probably just felt frustrated about that. Like, girl, y'all could have pre-recorded this and then just played it for the people. Like, I'm here early. So, I mean, that's what it was given. And again, for me, we all perceive it one way because we're on the outside looking in. So for the people that admire Kehlani and support her music and are fans of her, I feel like it would have been great if she would have at least given them some type of explanation about why she kind of acted the way that she acted. Because for me, a lot of the things that was mentioned in the message that she gave, a lot of the stuff that she said were things that were after the fact, right? So let me pull her message back up, right? Was this one it? Yeah, she says, from start to finish, the interview was cringy, a lot of mockery and invasive. She also goes to the when she responded back to L'Oreal, she says she was made a mockery of. She was like, I was asked, was I scissoring my friend? Had I even heard of my own girlfriend? Now, granted, they probably could have did a better job of research, but here's the other thing to me. Ma'am, your energy was there in the beginning before those questions were even asked. So for me, it seems like you're trying to make them be the issue and use that as an excuse for your actions and how you were feeling. To me, okay? Because a lot of the stuff that you mentioned were things that happened later in the interview. I'm still on your energy from the beginning of the interview, but that's just for me. You know what I'm saying? That's just for me. Girl, you had a bad day. That's okay. Get them next time. You know, get them next time. So, girl, this a dead honey. Those are my thoughts about Miss Kehlani. Okay, so you know what I'm saying, I just see it differently. I just see it a little different. That's all. All right. Like Lori said, they are a syndicated show, so they can't just stop their show to interview her like she's the president. Okay. Right. I agree with that. Like they can. I feel like she could have been well aware of that. Maybe she was just frustrated about something else. Maybe somebody did not accommodate her in the manner that she felt she should have been accommodated. And people be out here talking about privilege. I be feeling like celebrities be thinking they got privilege themselves too, just because they got a certain status, so they got a little following, child. They think they're supposed to receive certain type of treatment. But I guess I blame America for that because they created that, making people think that because they're a celebrity, they should be treated, with rolling out the yellow brick road for them. Like, no, ma'am. Anyway. Let's keep going. Okay. Let's see. Side note, American radio personalities can learn a lot from personalities in Europe. Research their craft and ask questions they do not expect. Okay. All right. The way they introduced her was corny though, but she should have just pushed through and came out later to address it. I didn't think it was corny. You thought it was corny? But okay, let me say this too. I do not watch their show a lot to know the difference in how they introduce people, right? The different type of people they bring on the show. So yeah, I just feel like he was trying to make sure he said the stuff right. You know, not saying you're wrong, but those are just my thoughts. But anyway, okay, let's go ahead and move on, guys. I have something else for you all. I feel like this one, it's a little bit more serious over here. So you guys remember this woman here. This happens to be Judge Hatchett. Okay. She definitely had a TV show at one point. I believe it was called the Judge Hatchett Show or something like that. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. Shout out to my follower on Twitter that sent this to me. I actually watched it on, I want to make sure that I say his YouTube name correctly because I absolutely love his content. So let me see if I have it over here. Indisputable with Rashad Ritchie. I hope I said that correct. I love his stuff, bro. I likes his stuff. All right. So he put this story out there. And I just wanted to talk about it with you guys because they're saying that a Georgia sheriff is charged with a sexual battery after incident involving prominent judge. So from my understanding, she ended up going to like a sheriff's convention or something like that. I believe it took place out in Cobb County. Cobb County, like, you know, where Smyrna is, Smyrna, Marietta, you know, all of that, all that good stuff over there. Right. So that's Cobb County over there with a Brave Stadium be. Okay. So she went to like some type of sheriff's convention, and she actually was accompanied with a date, or she came with a date that was like an ex-sheriff. All right. One man was an ex-sheriff, and how they spoke on the, or how, you know, Indisputable with Rashad Ritchie spoke on it. He was saying that she had a date. She attended this event. Everybody's, you know, talking, socializing or whatnot at this location. And what ended up happening was the ex-sheriff that was with her kind of turned his back to talk to someone else. And at the time when he turned his back on Judge Hatchett was having a conversation with this guy here. And this white guy that you see here is Cobb County Solicitor. This is Sheriff Chris Cootie. Okay, Chris Cootie. All right. Now, according to the article, they're saying the Cobb County Solicitor's Office has charged Sheriff Chris Cootie with sexual battery. Okay. Regarding the incident involving Judge Hatchett. Now, as I was telling the story, so the ex-sheriff was in the building. Of course, he was the date to Judge Hatchett. So everybody's in there socializing, they're mingling. He turns his back away from Judge Hatchett and this man, Cootie. Okay, Cootie is having a conversation with Judge Hatchett. By the time this man turns around, the ex-sheriff, he sees this man putting his hand down Judge Hatchett's shirt and touching her left breast. Okay, so this is the story that is being put out by Indisputable, according to the ex-sheriff that was in attendance. So when the sheriff turns around and he sees this, he grabs his hand, throws his hand, and asks him, what the do you think you doing? Okay, so that's what happened. But I'm going to go ahead and read more on this article here. And I can definitely share my screen with you guys so that you can see, so you can, you know, follow along, have something to look at, girl. If you ain't gonna look at me. So let's see here. All right, so let's see if we could share that with you all. Let me see if we could share that with you all. All right, can you guys see that? Okay, so they're saying ex-sheriff recalls Beckley County's sheriff's alleged sexual battery of Judge Glenda Hatchett. All right. They're saying the Beckley County Sheriff Chris Cootie has now been formally charged in Cobb County with sexual battery, a misdemeanor. Now, what Rashad was saying on his channel, he was saying that this incident happened like earlier this year or something. It happened earlier this year, but Judge Hatchett did not want to say anything or speak on it. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to wait. So now that they actually are charging this man with battery, now she feels ready to come out and speak because now she has a story to tell. And I feel like Judge Hatchett has a lot to tell. Y'all know a while back, I'm not sure if it was like I feel like it was during the pandemic. Don't quote me, but her son's wife actually ended up passing away due to like a botched C-section or something like that. So he ended up suing, or I think he's in the process of suing Sidona Hospital. And I hope I said that right for the people out there in California, honey. But and maybe it's in different places, but I know Sinai or whatnot is over there in California. So y'all let me know if I'm saying it right or wrong. But her son is actually involved in a lawsuit with those people, getting them sued based on his wife passing away due to this botched C-section shortly after giving birth to the child. So girl, y'all better learn who y'all messing with out here in these streets, honey, because I think Judge Hatchett is going to be on this until this man is properly locked down or held accountable for his actions. Sinai, did I say it right, wise one? Sinai, Cedar Sinai, did I say it right? C, like C as in yes, like Spanish, Sinai. Okay, CNI. Is that right? Girl, y'all just gonna have me. I'm gonna say CS, girl. And that's not for child support. Cyanide. Girl, not cyanide. Girl, psychic. I'm only following Miss Wise one. Sinai. Did I say it right? Cedar Sinai. Cause y'all know you gotta break it all the way down for me. Girl, we just gonna move on. Girl, Cedar Side. That's their name. Cedar Side. Sound like a high school girl. We going with Cedar Side. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Cedar Side. It's the person in the comments that's saying, I love this so much. Cyanide. Like, it's making me think about Whitney Gilbert. Friday. That's what it's giving. Cyanide, girl, because she was going to be Cedar Side for sure. Girl, listen. And if I mess up again, y'all know what Cedar Side stand for. Period. Okay. So let's keep going. What else ended up happening? All right. So Cootie is accused of groping TV judge Glenda Hatchett, and former DeKalb County Sheriff Thomas Brown told our sister station he witnessed it all. So I believe this is the that's the guy that she was with. Okay. DeKalb County Sheriff Thomas Brown. That's who she was with. Okay. Oh, they said that she was thinking, Judge Hatchett was thinking, hey, he's a sheriff. What do I do? What do you mean he's a sheriff? What do I do? She's thinking he's a sheriff. What you mean, girl? You a judge. I don't give a if he a sheriff. You was a whole judge. Girl, I don't care about that. What you mean? What should I do? But this is somebody else speaking for her. So Brown says in January, when this incident took place, he, Hatchett, and two other women were talking in a bar at a hotel where the state's sheriff's convention was happening. He says Hatchett asked Cootie where he was from, to which Brown says he replied, the heart of Georgia. He wanted to emphasize the heart of Georgia, and he did. Now he wanted to emphasize the heart of Georgia. I know you fucking lying. You mean you gotta touch my heart for me to know where the your ass from in Georgia? Who told you I gave a damn that much? Baby, this is small talk. I'm not gonna remember where the hell you from when this conversation is done. But I'm gonna remember you put your hands on me. Not him. He wanted to emphasize the heart of Georgia, and he did that by placing his left hand on her left breast, and he did it 3 times. Who the fuck? Oh, I'm so glad that man was there to witness this. When I saw his hand go down on her left breast, and I reached over, grabbed his hand, took it off of her, and basically said, "What the f are you doing? Okay? And get your hands off of her." Right? So Brown says he escorted Hatchett away. Brown says he's speaking publicly because no one is above the law. All right. He goes on to say that he is the chief law enforcement officer of his county. The head of law enforcement agency sets the tone for the culture of our agency. Law enforcement officers do not put up with law enforcement officers that do the wrong thing. And that bothers me because I'm like, if you would do this to this woman, and obviously you didn't know who the hell she was, fool, but you're finna learn now. But if you would do this to her, it just makes me wonder, how many civilians have you been out here doing this to? So now I feel like she's probably going to do some research, and I feel like more women are going to come out and start probably sharing experiences that they may have had with this man. They said back in January, Cootie released a statement saying he takes these charges very seriously and looks forward to personally expressing his regrets for any offense. What? Or any offense. But sir, we don't need you. What you mean expressing? You look forward to expressing your regrets. Oh, so you thought the buck was going to stop there. Oh, wow. You're wrong. All right. So we went to the Beckley County Sheriff's Office Tuesday to try to speak to Cootie, but he did not return our calls. All right. So that is what they're saying. Terry Norris, executive director of the Georgia Sheriff's Association, says they may discuss Cootie's charges at their board meeting in June. Okay. So that is what's going on, girl. You don't put your hands on me. Don't you touch me. Don't you who you think you is? Don't you put your hands on me, sir. Ooh, girl. Talk about a violation. Talking about some here. I'm from the heart of Georgia. Here, let me show you. What? You had a little bit too many drinks, didn't you, buddy? Oh, no. Well, you'll be served shortly. Okay. So I had to bring that to you guys, let you all know what is going on. No, we have not gotten to Young Thug yet. He's down in the queue. I have a few more people, like two more, before I get to Young Thug. Okay. So we're actually about to go ahead and move forward. And I want to talk about something else. Okay. I want to get into this situation with Earl Thomas and his kid's mom. All right. So Earl Thomas happens to be, I believe, a football player or former football player, but we'll get into the article as it states. You all go ahead and hit the like button for me if you have yet to already like the video. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do that as well. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about some things. All right. So they're saying that Earl Thomas has an arrest warrant or whatnot. They're saying former NFL safety wanted for allegedly violating protective order. This is what the reports say. Now, I believe he and his wife ended up getting a divorce like back in 2019, 2020, I believe, due to some like alleged infidelity or whatnot. But now, some things ended up taking place to where he wasn't supposed to like communicate with his wife or his kids or his ex-wife or whatnot, or his kids. And he kind of violated that. So let's see what they're saying over here. Let's see. They're saying an arrest warrant has been issued by a judge in Austin, Texas for former All-Pro safety Earl Thomas. The police say that Thomas violated a court protective order by sending threatening messages to a woman about her and her children. Court records obtained by the American Statesman note that the warrant was signed on April 27th, charging Thomas of third-degree felony that alleges he violated the protective order 2 or more times within the 12-month time span. Okay. Now, as of Friday afternoon, Thomas had not been booked into the Travis County Jail. It looks like his attorney. All right. So Trey and an Austin lawyer and sports agent who is representing Thomas is in an ongoing divorce. It says the warrant stems from Thomas reaching out to his wife to see their children. He added that he has sent a message to Thomas notifying him of the arrest warrant. Okay. I don't know. Let me skip down to what they're saying. They're saying more recently, Thomas is alleged to have started sending threatening text messages to the woman about her and her children. Police say Thomas sent a text to the woman on April 18th, telling her that he obtained 2 hand items. Pow, pow. Later that day, he texted, waiting on hand and foot is why I'll kick your... Wow. Why these football players? What is going on with y'all? Was y'all not beating the people on the field enough? Like, what? Whew. Okay, the following day, police say that Thomas sent the following next message. Says, I hope you in the car with him and the kids, and y'all drive off the road. And I'm going to let my mama and my cousins poison they, meaning the children's, as... Girl, this man is out of control. All right. So Nina Thomas, who was the wife of his, filed for a divorce back in November of 2020. That came after she was arrested by police in May of 2020 when they say she pointed a item at Earl Thomas. She pointed it at his head after breaking into a vacation home and finding him with another woman. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's people. Oh, God. Oh, snap, girl. Y'all both was toxic. Okay, let's keep going. He spent 9 years with the franchise before signing with the Baltimore Ravens in 2019. In August of 2020, Thomas got into an altercation with the fellow Ravens safety and was eventually cut by the team after he punched Clark, okay, the person he got into it with during practice. Just a few weeks ago, Thomas stated that he wanted to return to the NFL after a 2-year hiatus. Well, sir, it looks like you're deeming to be more and more problematic, and I don't see anyone really willing to risk or, take a chance on you. Oh, wow. Where are these videos? Jamie, talk about the videos he sent the family. Where are these videos, girl? Girl, let me see. Earl Thomas videos. Oh, I didn't know he sent no videos to the family. What did they say? Let me know. That's weird. Not what they said. Was this last year? Earl Thomas allegedly sent intimate videos with his wife. To who? To her friends or something? To her parents? Oh, he gotta go. Oh, he got to go. He got to go. This is what they saying, child, allegedly, okay? He done sent some intimate videos, I guess, of him and her or her and whoever. So he called her with another man. Girl, y'all toxic. Y'all go far away from each other. Go far away from each other. And go away from the kids with this. Girl, they over here cutting up. This is why I would never date an NFL player. Those men get in car crashes every week for years, and then we're all up in arms when they do this kind of ish. Clearly, their brains are rattled. That is very true, because what is that? Was it Zach something? There was another football. Zach Stacy, was it? The way he tossed and threw his girl around, the white woman he was dating, he was over there cutting up. I mean, going crazy on this in front of their child. And I think DaBaby could have barely been wanting the baby up there just screaming and hollering and just everything. Girl, I don't know what these players be having going on, but I feel like when they do that, there should be no opportunities to get back into the NFL. When there is proof, let me say that. I am highly aware that all women do not tell the truth. Okay, that is just what it is. Just like men don't, women don't either. But if there is, clear proof, they shouldn't be allowed to even have the opportunity to go back. But girl, I guess, child, I hate it for Miss Woman. They both toxic to each other, period. I just hate it for those children that have to be tugged along throughout this madness between their parents. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And then for their own dad to sit up there and say, I hope you with that NIGGA. And if you is, then I hope y'all drive off a cliff. And I'm going to make sure me and my mama poison them. Like, what kind of stuff is, what kind of dad is that? You'll never get my kids, baby. You'll never get them. You'll never get them. Sorry. And that's that crazy behavior people got to watch out for, because I feel like this man is showing them signs. I don't think they're restricting him enough. And then when we see these stories of black femicide, like, girl, they be showing you, they be laying it out 1, 2, 3, 4. They be show. A lot of them don't show it. They just go into action, but, this is madness. Now I see why. First I was like, why they got the man from his keys? Like, what happened? What happened? I'm reading this article and I'm like, girl, this man threatening this lady. Then somebody he gonna do what to the children? Oh, hell no. But anyway, girl, so that's what's going on with Mr. Earl Thomas and the wife. And then gonna say, girl, I'm over here like, not him sending pictures or video to the mama. Who else you done send video to? Where else? Girl, I don't care if he did send it to my mom and them. Girl, what did Black China revenge porn? Yes, ma'am. Revenge P? Absolutely. Yeah, you're gonna have to get sued or something, sir, because you out of line. You out of line. All right. So there's that with the Earls, honey. We got to move on to the world's dumbest criminals. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, honey. Oh, wow. For those of you guys that do not know, this happens to be Miss Vicky White and her imprisoned boo, a prison bae, whatever she wanted to call him at the time. Okay. This is Casey White. All right. Casey White had been locked up for some time because I believe that he was supposed to be in jail for life or something like that. He was going to be locked up for life based on, I feel like they said that he ended up killing his foster dad or something like that. I got to get the story accurate, but he definitely took somebody out of this world. And then he was supposed to be in prison for life. But Miss Girl decided she was going to form some type of relationship with this man, like this man and all this other kind of stuff, girl. And then on her last day of work, and she had just submitted her pension and everything, but the pension wasn't signed off on. And this took place over in Alabama. But she had just on her last day, signed out, sent her pension on to the people or whatnot, girl. And on her last day, she decided to lie to the folks and be like, oh yeah, he got a doctor's appointment. He got a doctor's appointment, honey. He got a doctor's appointment or whatever. He got to go see the psychologist or whatever. Now, mind you, this man was supposed to be escorted with other people, right? She was never supposed to escort this man alone. Okay. She was supposed to escort this man. Yeah. If she was going to take him on this appointment, it should not have just been her. Come to find out, the man ain't never even had no appointment. Miss Girl done sold the house months ago, got money off that, then sold the house. Got this man in a car. Nobody trusted. Nobody questioned anything because I guess they just trusted Miss Vicky, and Miss Vicky, they just trusted her, girl. So Vicky was able to clearly walk out without issue, smooth as day, with this man in the car. Child, they done drove somewhere, dropped off the police car, just dumped it wherever. And then, mind you, she done already sold her house. They done hopped into a whole nother car. Child, they was just gone. They was on a cute little 2-week getaway. Okay. Now Miss Vicky is on a long-term vacation. Let's see here. Thank you so much, T. Ronnie, for the super chat. Jamie, don't forget the Kansas City player who popped his child and fiance, then popped himself at the team facility. CTE is real. When did that happen? I feel like I vaguely remember that. I would have to look that up. I'm going to have to check that out. I forgot about that. When did that happen? Oh, like 2017. I think I see it. Oh, dang, that's sad. That's sad. Hate to hear that. Thank you for sending this up, T. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I saw people in the comments saying long-term vacation whatsoever do you mean? Well, I'll tell ya. Seems like when they finally caught up to the dingbats over there in Indiana or wherever they happen to be, Miss Vicky decided that she wanted out, literally. So she decided to pop herself. All right. So let me go ahead and get into the article just a little bit. Let's see here. All right. They are saying, let's see. An 11-day search for former Alabama corrections officer Vicky White and capital murder suspect Casey White, whom she is accused of helping escape from jail, came to a tragic end on Monday after Vicky died from a self-inflicted pop. All right. They're saying after escaping the Lauderdale County Jail April 29th, Sheriff Rick Singleton announced Monday afternoon that Casey and Vicky were captured in Indiana following a police pursuit. Girl, you did all of that, girl. You sold your house. You was about to get your pension and be able to chill. Like, girl, you was about to leave. You could have at least got conjugal visits if the man would have at least married you. But you done sat up and took this man out. Girl, somebody cue Beyonce. I don't care if we on the run. As long as I am next to you. Okay, come on, Beyonce. I never loving you. Anyway, y'all know what I mean. So yeah, that's what ended up happening. That's the short term. That's the short form story. Okay, Miss Girl Vicky bailed her, or not bailed, child. But she helped her man escape from jail. And when they finally caught up with them from Alabama all the way up to Indiana, you know, it sounds like, I think he mentioned he was prepared to have a pop out. Pop. Okay, he was prepared to have one of those. But Miss Girl decided that, listen, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the reason why. And so she clapped herself, and then she made it to the hospital. I guess they tried to say they were trying to, you know, she was in critical condition or whatever. And yeah, she ended up leaving. Okay. So that's crazy. That is some crazy SHI. It's like, Vicky, you did all of that and you didn't plan better. Why is y'all going all the way up through Indiana? Like, was y'all about to go and head to Canada or something? Like, what? How was you finna do this? Girl, y'all ain't have no yacht on the nearest island or something like that, and on the nearest coast or whatnot. And y'all could have just sailed on somewhere. Like, girl, y'all could have did that yacht life for a little bit. Girl, not that I'm encouraging her. I'm just trying to make sense of why she did not properly plan if you was going to bail this man out and sell your house. Girl, you should have had everything lined up with how much you made off your house. Now, I don't know what you made off your house, but you should have properly had all of that set up. Okay, Vicky, what color was your hair? Because they said they was out here sending out all kind of photos of what you may look like with different types of hair. Vicky, why you ain't go bald? Vicky, how did you get caught? People still wearing masks. You didn't want to put no mask on, put a hat on, wrap your hair up and put it in a hat. Like, who was going to know it was you? Vicky. Ooh, and then this man got to go back into jail and try and, well, girl, they're going to have maximum security on him because he ain't going to be able to leave at all. Because now they got their eyes on him. You can't even go out there and try and find you a new boo to try and scheme on, a new correctional officer boo to scheme on to see if she gonna, you know, help you escape yet again. Ooh, child. Girl, Vicky said, I'm a pardon him in my own way. All right, I'm going to take pardoning of this criminal in my own hands. I'm going to do what I want to do. Let him slide on up out of here. Girl, not Vicky slide him out the jail so he could slide up in her during this 11-day vacation. Okay, now she's over there in paradise. Girl, I cannot. Who miss it, Vicky? Oh, Vicky is the pity. Oh, Vicky, girl, this is gonna be a movie. This is going to be a movie. Watch what I tell you. It's going to be a movie, and that's going to be the song at the end. Oh, Vicky. Let's see what else you guys are over here saying. She should have got her money and planned his escape before then. He could have escaped, and she could have brought him to her boat and sailed away. Exactly. I was like, girl, so you don't know nobody up there that you could have probably gave a little money to? Like, hey, do this for me under the table. I'll give you like 10 rats, 15, something like that. Okay, and then once you get there, just act like he tried to, you know, rob you or something like that. He got a leg up on you or something. Y'all couldn't set that scene up a little better, Vicky. Not 90,000 from the house. Girl, she definitely planned better. And at least made sure she got her pension. And this is what I did not understand. So the officers came out and was like, and they said, oh, Vicky White, she is no longer an officer. She has now been fired. And I said, well, what the hell? Like, duh. Why did y'all need to make an announcement that she's fired? Like, what? I don't, somebody explain it to me. Because it is a real question that I like to know. What is the point of acknowledging this woman is officially fired when America knows she fired? She just escaped. She just helped the inmate escape. Like, you don't have to announce it, okay? All right. Maybe they was trying to let people know, just don't push through her pitching, honey, because we got to make this formal announcement, girl. She is fired. So anybody trying to help her out in any way. So Vicky, this is my other question, girl. Like, did you have him as like your what they call them people, beneficiary on like your retirements or anything like that? Like if you had any life insurance policy, but I don't know if they give money if a person decides to withdraw themselves. I don't know if they, give for that. Not sure how that works, but like, like something, you know what I'm saying? Like if you had any money in the bank, my question is, was he your beneficiary? Is he going to be able to collect those checks? Whose is it going to, Miss Vicky? And because both of their names are white, I was wondering, like, dang, like, are they related or something like that? Did they grow up in the same foster home? Like, what is that? But girl, come to find out, they just got the same last name and they just was kicking it like that. But I mean, that's what y'all do. And then God, it didn't age well at all. It didn't age well at all. Not him letting you cap yourself, but he didn't cap himself. Facts. It's gonna be a movie. The old Vicky song will be the opening with them driving in a van or a Jeep with the wind blowing in their hair. You know what? That makes so much sense. Like that's how I will. Oh, that's a great one. Yes. Open up the show with them playing, oh, Vicky, and they just in the car. And then next thing you know, cueing the sirens coming behind them. Okay. And the panic. All right. And then we're going to go into a black screen and we're going to flash back to 2 weeks prior or whatever the beginning of their relationship was. Right. I like that, Sydney. I like that. Okay. I like that. That was a good one. All right, guys. Yes, a Lifetime movie. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about some other things here. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Young Thug and Gunna. Okay, this case sounds complicated, but not complicated. I feel like it's so much information coming in so many different ways, but it's complicated, but not complicated at the same time. All right, so let's see what we can talk about it real quick. Okay. All right, let's see if this works here. Let's see. All right, so I'm reading from USA Today, and they're saying Young Thug and Gunna charged with conspiracy to violate RICO in sweeping Georgia indictment. Okay. Let's keep going. They're saying Young Thug co-founded a violent street gang that committed multiple murders, poppings, and carjackings over roughly a decade and promoted its activities in songs and on social media. Prosecutors allege in a sprawling indictment that charges him, rapper Gunna, and 26 others with racketeering. Y'all know what's sad? Because it's been a little confusing because I'm like, what? Him getting snatched up on racketeering charges or whatnot. There's a lawyer. I forgot his name, but I follow him. There's a lawyer that's been talking about this case and basically said that Gunna is pretty much being arrested basically on guilty by association. Like that's what kind of like he was trying to explain the RICO law and what it means. They're saying RICO stands for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. The act has been used to target organized crimes in the U.S. The RICO Act was passed in 1970 and was created to prosecute mafia families and other crime organizations. Okay. I feel like it could be a bit vague because they could just snatch up anybody just because you're affiliated with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, they could come snatch her like, girl, listen, if my sorority go out and do something, don't come get me. That's what they wanted to do. That's what they wanted to do. That ain't got nothing to do with me, ma'am. That do not, okay, but well, you're a member, so we're taking you too. Like, what? What? It's definitely giving guilty by association. And it sounds like from what the attorney was saying, I'm going to find his name so that you guys can go and check him out. Actually, I may pull up his page if I can, Grub. Instagram says yes. And try to pull up his page so we could just listen to some of the things that he had to say about this. But Yeah, I think that that's gonna stop because he was trying to say that Gunna will be arrested on the same charges, I guess like murder charges or whatever. And it's like, I didn't do that to this man. I mean, I didn't do that to them people. So why I got to be the one to go? All right, let me see. Where is it? Is this the one? Let me make sure. Okay, I want to make sure I save it. And then we can get into him. All right. Okay, so he got quite a few videos, and I think I saved them. So let me refresh so that we can get into the different videos that he has, okay? All right, guys, I'm about to share my screen in just a second. All right. Okay, so I hope they got the.
Enrico, here's what we know.
Okay, hold on, y'all. All right, guys, we are here. So let me go ahead and play like the first video by him. Let me know if you guys can hear it clearly.
Young Thug and Gunna and Rico. Here's what we know. This is being bought by state prosecutors, not federal prosecutors. What are they saying these guys did? With Gunna, I don't think they say that he did anything. With Young Thug, they say that he rented a car in 2014. That car was used in a 2015 murder. And they say that people came up to Young Thug asking for his permission to kill YFN Lucci while he was in jail. Now, no real overt criminal acts on either of these guys, but you gotta know how Rico works. With Rico, they try to prove that you're in a gang. And once they prove you're in a gang, they're then able to charge you with the crimes of other gang members. So even if you don't pull the trigger, but they prove you're in a gang, you can get hit with murder. As to how they're proving that these guys are in a gang, with Thug, I guess they're just kind of showing it by circumstantial evidence. People are coming up to him. He's offering money. He's giving out resources. With Gunna, they say, look, he's wearing this YSL pendant. He's flashing signs. He's talking about the gang and music. A lot of, kind of just wishy-washy stuff. We'll ultimately see what happens with this case. First things first, they got to get a bond. If they get a bond, you can fight on the outside much easier. Young Thug and Gunna and Rico.
I have reviewed the indictment. The only charge on Gunna is the RICO charge. They don't have him charged with doing anything. They don't have him selling a kilo of cocaine. They don't have him pulling the trigger, buying a gun, possessing a gun, nothing. The only charge against Gunna is that he was actually in the gang, that he participated in it directly or indirectly. So that could mean a lot of things. That could mean, hey, we know you're in the gang and you were at this thing and you chipped in. That kind of thing can get you charged. I have reviewed the indictment. The only charge on Gunna is the RICO charge. I'll tell you the charges against Thug. There's 56 individual counts. 2 of those counts are against Young Thug. There's 28 defendants. Some defendants have like 7, 8 counts, murder, robbery, all this. As to Young Thug, he's only got 2 counts. One is conspiracy to violate the RICO Act, which is basically direct or indirect participation in a gang. Okay, the second is kind of sounds like the first. It's participation in criminal gang activity. So not clear exactly what crime they're saying, but they're saying there was a crime and Thug was involved in it. I'll tell you the charges against Thug. The Gunna charge carries a sentence of 5 to 20. If they find him guilty of conspiracy to violate the Georgia State RICO Act, he's facing 5 to 20. Now, do I think he's been overcharged? Do I think prosecutors in the state of Georgia are overcharging and using RICO in a way that it's not intended to be used, charging a guy for basically just being seen around the gang or hanging out with the gang without actually having done any crimes? Yes, I absolutely think that's happening to Gunna.
All right, y'all. So y'all just heard that, and it looks like Gunna surrendered. Okay, according to what's being put on Jason Lee's Hollywood Unlocked. Breaking: rapper Gunna has surrendered to authorities in Fulton County to face the RICO gang charges. Okay. Yeah, he is charged with conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. Okay, so I don't know, y'all. Like, I mean, I hate it for him. You know, I hate it for him. Let me go back to this part. Guilty by association. Like, I think that's kind of messed up. I think that's messed up. I just hope that they not trying to abuse, girl. I hope they ain't trying to just abuse this whole RICO thing, but they are saying that this is at a state level, not at a federal level. So I'm not sure how easy it is to get off on something like this when it comes to state. Oh, here's another thing that I also wanted to mention to you guys. So let me go ahead and bring that back up on the screen. All right. So it looks like they're saying that Young Thug is accused of renting a 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan from Hertz, okay, which was used in the commission of a murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival gang member, on January 10th, 2015, according to the indictment. Now, prosecutors allege that two associates of YSL, Christian and Antonio, worked to get permission of Mr. Thug to make a second attempt of taking out YFN Lucci. Okay, while he's in jail. And that's interesting because I remember there being a situation where he ended up getting jabbed. Right, somebody stuck him while he was in jail, and I think he was trying to get out. I could have sworn that was something that happened. There was an incident that happened. I feel like it could have been at the top of the year. Yeah. So they're saying over here, let me switch real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me switch for you guys just so I can show you this one here. All right. So what it looks like they're reporting was that YFN Lucci was, Jude in jail 2 months ago. Prosecutors allege Young Thug gave the green light. Ooh. Okay. I do remember that incident taking place. And I was like, baby, they still not gonna let you out. Okay. You're stuck. You're stuck. They're still not going to let you out. Right. But instead, I also feel like this, though, and I could be wrong. I kind of hope that I am, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lucci told them that it was, him. It was Thug. They probably was like, do you know who could be coming after you? Okay. This is not what he said. This is me saying I wouldn't be surprised if something like this happened. Okay. Him saying, I do know who did it, but I mean, unless you're finna give me a deal or something like that, then, I ain't telling you that. So what you finna give me for me to tell you? I don't know, honey, but that is what is going on. Let me see what you guys' thoughts are regarding this situation with Gunna and Thug. All right. If all of it is true, I don't feel sorry for none of them. You do the crime, you do the time. Okay. Gunna is going to have to make a choice. If he has nothing to do with it, he's going to have to stop messing with them all the way. I thought the exact same thing. Like, this is cute, but I'm going to head on out. Right. And it sucks because when a person stops, or I feel like with guys, right? Shout out to Martell Ho. Martell Ho sitting up there talking about something men can always work out their issues. Can they? Because I feel like when Gunna gets to a place where he like, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with that, I'm unaffiliating myself. Who knows? It may be a hit out on him. I don't know. And I'm just like, girl, we need more Coles and Kendricks while y'all sitting up here trying to be hood famous and hood rich. Okay, let's see what else. So many rappers and aspiring rappers have been and are being killed, just like in the big mafia days. Many rappers come from the streets and make it, but continue the street ties and crime. And they do. And I don't understand it. And they do. Like, move me away. Hide me. I'm good. I said, when Gunna come up out of this, because I was talking to my guy about it, I said, he might need to hit up 50 Cent or somebody. He need to hit up, hey, how you got out of the stuff that you was in? Because you got popped quite a few times. How did you transform? Let me hang with these. Jay-Z, excuse me, sir. Do you have some time we could talk? All right. You need to get with a whole new circle. Tweets and things started to form regarding what's this man's name? Young Thug, and the things that he had to say. I believe that let me see, because my man was telling me about this. He said something like there was a tweet from Thug that he said to Lucci, like, I would have popped you a long time ago if I didn't like what you did for your mama and your sister. And I said, well, wait a minute, what? Now, did he say that? What? And he was like, yeah, like tweets. People are starting to resurface old tweets and stuff. They are, child. They even brought up Asian doll tweet. Yeah, she was with she was down with them too a few years ago. Lock her up. I said, not lock her up. For some, she said in 2015. What? And then you got a reporter sitting up there asking, why didn't y'all get Jack Harlow? I said, what Jack Harlow? What did Jack Harlow do to the people for y'all to want to sit up here? I mean, y'all don't like his album that much? That y'all trying to get this man snatched up too? Let me go ahead and play that one for y'all as well. Girl, I said, not them coming for Jack. Jack is somewhere like, huh? I said, why? I'm over here trying to, live my glamorous life. And y'all out here coming for me. Give me a second. Let me pull that up for y'all too. All right.
The indictment's got Young Thug and a bunch of other rappers. There was one name I was actually expecting to see there that I didn't. That's Jack Harlow. Can you speak to that?
What I'll tell you is that as large as this indictment is, I told my team that let's not be sexy. Now, let's not overreach. Let's be conservative in our approach, which is always the approach that I take. And in taking that approach, 28 defendants were indicted, and they were indicted for the crimes that I believe were appropriate for this RICO indictment. And so I won't speak to any.
Why am I in it? And you could have did it. See how I get wrong? You never apologized. Why am I in it?
Now, why did Miss Girl have to walk off like that? Now, why did she have to walk off like that? I apologize for the poor audio because I barely could hear the man in the background that was asking her about Jack Harlow. Like, I'm curious to know, why didn't you, call in Jack Harlow? And she up here talk about, so we wanted to be, what she said, conservative. Let's not be sexy or something. She said, let's not be something with an S, girl. Maybe I misheard it. I'm like, girl, what is sexy? Let's be conservative in our approach. I said, you wasn't conservative when you went and snatched up Gunna. Girl, go snatch the people up, but don't snatch up Jack. I don't think Jack did anything. I don't think Gunna did anything. I don't know about Thug. I just don't know. All right. I don't. Thug has been around for a very long time. I don't know. Okay. There was situations where he and Lil Wayne was going at it at one point. Was it Wayne's bus that got popped up, or was it Thug's bus that got popped up because he and Wayne was having differences or whatnot? It was one of the two. So Thug has been around for a minute. I don't know what the man has been into, but when it comes to Gunna, let the man go. Okay, especially if you ain't got nothing on him, and the reason he behind there is because of affiliation. Like, come on now. But either way, good luck. Okay, good luck. I mean, gotta be a bit more careful about who you hang with. I'm sure your parents or somebody, your grandmama, somebody told you, right? I'm sure someone said it. But you want to do what you want to do, right? And here we are. Which is why Chloe said, you will not, okay? You will not affiliate my name with the foolishness, is what you're not going to do. This is cute, but I'm not going down there, and I'm not going to be hanging on either if you get locked up. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I am too classy based for that, okay? Period. Trust me, I know this side of the crime. They are going to get the weakest link and tell him, her, how much time they are facing. That person is going to talk and is going to roll downhill from there. I can see that. I can see that. Akbar V, better be careful. Wasn't she running with Young Thug too? I don't know. She could have. I'm not sure. You know, she get in what she fit in. Well, that's true. Yes, free them. Why? Not if they're guilty of murder and robbery. That is very true. But it sounds like when it comes to Mr. Gunna, he's not found guilty of that. He's found guilty of just being affiliated. They don't have anything on him. So I'll say yet. They don't have anything on him yet. All right. So, but yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess, okay? So there's that on that, honey. We're about to go ahead and scoot on over. We're about to go ahead and scoot on over, people. Oh, no. You're fine. You're fine. I figured it was. It's all good. Let's see. Okay, cool, guys. We're about to go ahead and move on and talk about somebody else that need to be out here watching their mother back, because you just never know. DaBaby. Girl, it's sad because a lot of his stuff he be out here running amok on, child. He be doing it himself. He his own organized crime. I mean, the security people come in and do a little slanging here, there, but all of the work is done by he himself, child. So he is his own organization. I hate to see it, but let's keep going. All right. Let's talk about Dani Leigh. All right. Miss Dani, I don't know if it's Leigh or Leigh. Okay. Because when I see how it's spelled, I think of sleigh, like sleigh bell rings. But then I also think of, Leigh, like some people name themselves Leigh like that. But anyway, girl, Miss Dani L. I don't want to say that because that's what she was catching last season. So we're going to change that. I'm not gonna say that. Just Dani. We'll say Dani. We'll remove the L. But anyway, Miss Dani sat down and she did an interview with Angie Martinez, right? I like when Angie do her interview. I don't know, her interviews be so calm. It don't matter if it don't matter what set she on. She and I feel like a lot of people feel more comfortable with her when they do their interviews and they open up and stuff. So I like Angie Martinez in the interviews. Whether she's in the studio or she had this other set where she was sitting out or whatnot. So it was cute. Miss Dani got on. She did her interview. She did a lot of talking. She talked about her experience, is what she said, with DaBaby. Okay, she talked about the incident that took place last year that fully embarrassed her internationally. Okay, that was an embarrassment felt around the world and probably the universe. Okay, so she talked about that, how it was triggering for her, how she felt in that moment. She had to go back and learn a lot of things about herself. She also addressed the yellow bone comment and how she apologizes for that and said that she didn't know then, but she knows now that it was wrong. She always thought that the term yellow bone was cool. And I think, yes, the term may be fine because we do hear it a lot amongst, for me, let me speak for myself. I don't know how she heard it in her community. For the Black folks, me, when I was coming up, it was the lighter skinned girls, right? That were called yellow bone or whatnot. But the reason you got the backlash was not so much as the term yellow bone or whatnot. It was the context in which you used it. Okay. And you were using it to put down other individuals. So that's the problem. And that's why you got dragged, because you're out here, you were singing as though you were better. And we understand that it was a shot. You were trying to get back at Mimi. Right. But, it's interesting how we say things and they just don't age well, because by the end of the year, because you did that at the top of the year. And at the end of the year, DaBaby and Mimi made sure they had you on your ass. And it was terrible. It was terrible to witness. And it was quick to see that yellow bone technically is not what he wants. What he wants is to be free and to do whatever it is that he wants to do with lack of accountability. That's what he wants. He wants to be able to he wants to run amok in the palace without issue. Okay. He wants to be the one causing the issues, but want no issues being brought to him. Okay, so you gotta be careful how you put that stuff out there, girl, because embarrassment is real. And I can imagine what her mental state was, because y'all know she had that baby, and then 2 months later, I think it was, this incident happened. You know, a lot of women go through postpartum once they give birth to their child, right? And she 2 months shy of giving birth to that baby, and then she got this going on, and she's probably still in that state at this time. The baby only a few months old. You know, so he thoroughly embarrassed her. So she talked about that and talked about how she's trying to put certain things into her music now. She has a song out talking. It was giving Summer Walker vibes. For me, I feel like the verdict is still out for Dani. We just gonna see. I'm just gonna watch her and see how she move. I'm not interested or running to jump and listen to her music. But we gonna see. You know, people make mistakes. Some people don't make mistakes. Okay, people just make these actions and think their actions are okay, and then eventually they learn from it, right? So I feel like she's at that learning space. Okay, learning that, girl, what you did was out of line. Even when you came and you gave the apology about the yellow bone, it wasn't sincere. You was just trying to save your ass. And I feel like she kind of mentioned that in the interview by saying that she thought she was about to lose everything. Okay. And I think when she said everything, I meant endorsements or whatever else she had going on. So that's why she came out. But in time, she was able to see, like, yo, I messed up. And I wonder, like, I think that it was more so after being thoroughly embarrassed. And who were the women that were reaching out to her? It was some of these dark-skinned women reaching out to her, checking on her even after she did this whole, okay? She did all of that. And then you got these black women reaching out, checking up on you, you know what I'm saying? Making sure you straight after you suffered the full-on embarrassment from this black man that you thought he had wanted you because you was yellow bone. But anyway, now you know that that's not enough, and that doesn't matter as much. What else happened? I mean, it was a cute interview. Of course, she adores her daughter. She's learning a lot. She said that she didn't have much of a purpose before, but now her daughter is giving her, well, she felt like she had a purpose, but it hits different once you have a child. Now she has more of a reason to go harder because she knows she's not just doing it for herself. Right? She says that she still lets him get the daughter. Co-parenting has been interesting for her. She said that usually she'll cut a dude off real quick and don't have to interact with him at all. But this time it's not that simple because they have a child together. So they have to be in communication with each other. But she says she lets him get his daughter and stuff. And if he says that she don't, I can't say I agree with him 100% on that. I mean, maybe sometimes it's like that, but I have thoroughly, since this incident happened, have seen DaBaby with this little girl and him posting her and stuff. He just posted something last week of the daughter of his oldest daughter feeding her. So we're gonna get to his video in a second. But yeah, so it was an interesting interview. She also made sure that it was very clear that they were a couple. They were together. They were not in no situationship. They weren't friends with benefits. It was none of that. She said he definitely knew exactly what it was. Okay, he knew exactly what it was. He knew they was together and stuff. She said they broke up so much though, and I said, broke up so much. I guess like maybe y'all was together the first time or maybe the first two, and then after that break up. Maybe he didn't see you as his girlfriend and you just went along and thought that you was his girl. I don't know, because some part of me, I mean, I feel like he ain't lie 100% on that, but I feel like she didn't lie either. I think that they probably were something at some point in the 2-3 year span that they were together. But I think with all this breakup, she said we would break up a lie. You know, it was a lie. I'm like, okay, girl, then at some point, he just saw you as one of them girls. He didn't see you as his girlfriend. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. But she did have a lot. Well, I can't say. I was going to say that she had a lot of images, right? She had a lot of video of them together, the celebrations he's done for her. And that was another thing. Because I think she said he flew out, her and her family or somewhere. He did something for her birthday. And I'm like, now, you don't do that for no random girl now. Some girl that you just see is that type of girl. At least I want to believe. I don't know, because people be doing all kind of things for their side chicks. You feel what I'm saying? Girl, they'll pay a whole rent and everything. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what was going on. But that's just what Miss Girl said, okay? That's just what she said. I still stand by what I think. I think it was a little bit of both. She was a girl at one point and then became the side chick unbeknownst to her. Like, just the girl he messing with. Because one thing about Mimi said in an interview years ago, that's gonna always be my baby. Like, it don't matter who we with. Like, that's gonna always be that's me. So yikes. Okay. Now, when Miss Dani came out and did this interview or whatnot, Miss Mimi decided, okay, this is the baby mama to Mr. DaBaby, right? She decided to come out and put some things up on her social media page. And this is what Miss Girl had to say. All right. She says, side chick tried to turn main chick while throwing rocks and hiding your hand. And now looking for sympathy from the world. F out of here. My silence done saved a lot of face. Keep going. She says, I feel how y'all want to feel, but ain't what she said, feel how y'all want to feel, but ain't another person gonna holler about holding Mimi accountable. I be quiet, but y'all still find some way to tear down my character. Ain't never been bitter or mad. And and the funny thing is, I was being attacked for a year and some change, but ain't never looked to play victim. Okay. She also goes on to say this. I sat my arse back and let everything unfold. Karma just a bit, but we already knew that. And side note, anytime I ever said something to a it's because they came for me first. Okay. So y'all know one thing about Mimi, she gonna jump in. One thing about Mimi, she gonna get her piece. One thing about Mimi, she gonna jump in. I already said that. If y'all did not see the Walmart clip, did Mimi not jump in? Pregnant with that baby? She didn't necessarily jump in like swing, I don't think, but she was in it. So one thing about Mimi gonna get into okay, we got some action. Okay? Mimi's gonna get into some things. All right? Thank you so much, Ashley, for the super chat. DaBaby has always said he was single, even with Mimi. And there's that on that. And Mimi don't care. Yikes. It's giving Dani Leigh. It's giving Dani. I don't know why y'all don't be hearing. I don't know why women don't be hearing these men when they talk. When they say they don't want something. Just be going along like you're finna change his mind. Ma'am, the mind has been made. The mind has been made. Okay? And they definitely give you those disclaimers because one, that's how they feel. And two, they're trying to see how far you really finna take it because they only gonna go as far as you're gonna let them go. Right? So, well, good luck. Okay. Now, once this came out, Miss Dani did her interview. You had Mimi turn around and give her thoughts. Then DaBaby comes. Okay. DaBaby comes, and this is what he had to say. Y'all check this out.
I was gonna respond a different way, but I gathered myself and I decided to respond this way. First of all, I feel like you waited too late. I told you back in December you should capitalize off the situation, so I feel like that's a bad move. I also feel like it's a green move for your label to have you do drop the interview the same time you dropping a new song. I feel like y'all kind of showing y'all hand. I feel like y'all should have put that together better. I also feel like, before we got on your brother ass, you were just at the London with me that whole week getting busy. And I also feel like you should tell them folks the real reason why I put you out is because you were stalking my other baby mama and that shit was affecting, my relationship with my princess, my big girl. And that's why I had to make the adjustments, back in November. I'm grown, I'm an adult, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta coexist with nobody who too toxic for me and who don't serve me well, you know what I'm saying? So I owe the world no explanation for that. But even, when I could have cleared my name, I took the high road, and I ain't tripping about that. I'm proud of that. Because I could have smashed on all that, but that would have, that would have left Shorty, and I ain't with that. I don't want Shorty broken. I just didn't want you around me no more, you know what I'm saying? And just like today, I was finna have another birthday party for my princess. You done got on your line, playing. Just like before, you affected my relationship, other children, because now you see you causing stuff over here. You need to just stay over there where you at. You see what I'm saying? But sell your records, do your thing. And there's a whole lot more I could say, but I'm not gonna say none of it at all. It's all good. I just want to get on here and just speak my piece. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking my piece all year. I'm speaking my piece all 2022. See what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna go get back on set and get back to work. I call my baby in a minute. Hopefully you let me talk to her. So nigga.
All right. So you guys just heard what DaBaby had to say. Okay. Not Dani stalking Mimi. Oh, wow. That's crazy. And this is messy, actually. This is messy. This is a very messy. I feel like it's going to be messy for a minute, though. Until Dani Leigh gets, well, I'm lying. I was going to say until Dani Leigh gets to a place where she can heal. But I truly feel like it's going to continue to be missed, because I feel like the moment she does heal and she finds her somebody, he's giving me Future. As soon as she moves on and she probably finds her a decent person, if she truly learns what she needs to learn in this moment, he gonna show his, okay? He gonna show his, like he been showing it. I don't know what it's gonna take to grow or learn, but hopefully he does soon. You know. So there's that. Let me see what you guys are over here saying in the comments before we move on. Okay. He's strategic and law savvy. Had the police put Dani out and had a video not showing the gaslighting, he's way ahead of folks, but it will catch up to him. Okay. Because he didn't care when he was messing with her, but now that they're not together, he wants to address how she was. Yeah. Now he want to do it. I guess now that is making him look bad or whatever. And it's like, I don't want to hear nothing about how she was, because you was okay with dealing with her how she was on the low haul. For real, because nobody really knew that they were together. Like she hid the relationship for the most part. She also damn near hid her pregnancy, to be honest. You know, I don't really want to hear nothing about how she was, because you continue to deal, tolerate, and play with her and be with her and now have a child by her. Cut it out. I don't believe him. If that was the case, he wouldn't have spared her feelings at all. He called her aside on the internet, made a mockery of Miss Girl, made fun of Miss Girl, laughed in her face. I felt so bad for her when she says, I was a side chick or something like that. She asked him, like, oh, really, Jonathan, or whatever she called him. And it was just that whole little interaction in the living room area. I was like, oh, girl, like this. And let me say, don't let a NIGGA have to tell you more than one time. Don't let no man have to tell you more than one time to get the hell on. Okay? He embarrassed her down to the social media. And then kept asking, why was she still there? That girl went through a lot, child. Right. Imagine DaBaby calling you toxic and giving PR advice. Then gonna tell this girl with the embarrassment she should have capitalized off of the situation. And I feel like he will somehow turn and flip this response into, I actually was trying to help you capitalize by even responding to the video to give more eyes and attention on you and your new project. Ooh, stalking someone who wears her clothes after she left. Come on now, DaBaby a narcissist. Why are you telling us you still have sex with her? Yeah, and I'll be honest. Some part of me thinks him and Dani probably still whatever. She probably just understand more of what it is now. I don't know. I just was thinking that in the interview, because when I was watching the interview, I was like, yo, she loves that man. Like, I said she really loved that man, but I could tell in her face that she's still navigating through those feelings, because to this day, she still loves him. She's just working on her healing. You know how some people be, okay, maybe some people take breakups harder than others. Some people can be over it within 3 months, some people 6. You know what I'm saying? I think she's still in that working on this space. And some part of me feel like she probably was even very hopeful, even after the incident, that they probably would get back together or something. Because she did say that in the interview. She was like, I mean, who knows? Like, had it not even gone viral or anything like that, who's to say that I wouldn't still be with him now? You would. Like, I'm to say, ma'am, I'm to say, me. You would. Come on, Mia Thornton. You did. You would still be with him because of what you've already endured with him so far, and you were willing to still continue to hang on. And then after women have children by these men, these disrespectful ones especially, they feel the need to hang on and fight for it even more, because now you got a different type of point to prove, because you got this baby and you want this family. So yeah, girl, this right here is messy. She should think about the embarrassment every time she thinks of going back. She need to watch that video every time she think about going back. Girl, why if you thinking about it is not enough, go watch that video. Because she did also say, like, maybe that's what I needed. Like, that's what I needed to, you know, start working on moving forward and healing and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of talked about that yesterday. I don't know what the conversation was, but I had mentioned that sometimes people need to hear that it's over for them to, you know, move along. Sometimes they need to hear those negative things or the things they don't want to hear, because once they hear it, they get on I bet I'm good. I don't need you, right? You're gonna be wanting me in a minute, you know? So yeah, child. But there is that. That's what's been going on there. No, she dumb as hell. And I wouldn't even want a relationship with him after jumping my brother. Right. And that song she about to drop is definitely about DaBaby. She said something about her dad didn't like him, her sister, her mom didn't like him, her brother wanted to fight him and stuff. So we know that it's about DaBaby. She's definitely going to use this moment, as I feel she should, because it's her story too. To try and capitalize. He wanted her to capitalize off of it, but guess what? She is. So it seems like she's still taking his advice. She just didn't capitalize off of it at that time, but now she is. So she's about to put out this song, and, you know, hopefully the people that want to hear it, enjoy it, like it, and, you know, it works for her or whatnot. So we'll just have to see. TBD. TBD, okay? He's not going to give her time to heal and move forward. He will keep her on quicksand. I see that too. I can see that too. But we shall see. I think she still care about him wholeheartedly, but I don't know if they're seeing each other in the capacity, but they probably, you know, in the same capacity. But I was saying earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if they link up to bang, 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 and then go about their business. But, you know, I don't know, child. That's just what I think. That ain't what it is. But anyway, honey, let's go ahead and scoot over and let's move on. Not much to talk about with Drew and Sanya. Drew ended up doing an interview with Entertainment Tonight. She talked about her marriage and things. Okay. She talked about how she left the home and went up to Chicago because of the assistant, right? Because she couldn't take the issues dealing with her husband and the assistant. So she decided to leave and go to Chicago. Now, as I watched this interview, and she said when she was in Chicago, he came back up there begging her to come back. Now, when I watched the interview, for me, y'all know we watched the show and we really think that Drew's marriage and everything is fake, right? Not the marriage is fake, I'm sorry, but the situations within the marriage is fake. For me, I'm starting to wonder if that situation could be true and there is actually more to the story. But y'all let me know. Because she said that they left and they went to Chicago and then he begged her to come back. So I'm like, did he go too far with the woman? What was it? Did you just only leave because the assistant because he wouldn't stop talking to the assistant or whatever the case was. What was that? I don't know. Maybe we'll see it play out on the show, and then maybe I'll get all of my answer, and maybe it will look like that it was still fake. I don't know, but that's what she said in the interview. She also spoke and touched on, I think the question was asked of her, how did she feel or what did she think about Miss Kenya talking to Sheree about her marriage and stuff, and kind of throwing, I guess, a little shade a little bit. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that me and Kenya are in such a great place now, so I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to go and check that out and see what it is that she actually had to say. Like, let me go see what she had to say about that. All right, I'm gonna have to address that at that time. And I'm like, girl, you're not gonna address Kenya because you're so glad to be Kenya's friend. Girl, you're not gonna address her, but you're gonna give all that work to Sheree. That's what you are gonna do, but you're not gonna comfort Kenya. We know that. Then she goes on to talk about Sanya and say, when it came to Sanya, like, I really thought she was that girl. I thought she was going to be that girl. Like, we were cool. We were FaceTiming each other. We were talking and things. Like, I really thought she was going to be that girl. But, over time, I just learned that she's really not that girl. She's really not. And I was like, Drew, not you coming for Sanya when you still trying to be that girl on your second season. Like, let's not. Don't be coming for that lady like that, girl. And people still trying to help you find your place on the show. Okay? So don't do that. You was on the wrong team last season. Now you're trying to come over here and get on to Miss Kenya's team. Right? But we see you, Miss Drew, girl. I mean, I guess I can't say I blame you if you're trying to make sure you got to keep a job or whatever. So do what you got to do, honey. I ain't mad at you. Now, when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta's ratings, girl, they say the ratings are in the dumpster. They were at like 900 and something thousand. And this past episode, they dropped to like 700 and some thousand, which is not good at all, I don't think. The episode wasn't good. I even said that. I just said the episode just was not giving me what I needed. Like, it seemed like the show had been on for a minute and this episode was like a filler episode and it just was boring. It just was like, ugh, I'm not rushing to see it. But I definitely hope they redeem themselves. Now, Carlos sat up there and said, oh, this, he said this on one of his lives or something, or maybe it was an interview or somewhere. And he was like, episode 2, or maybe it wasn't on Twitter. I can't remember. But Carlos said that episode 2 was going to be the episode that we really wanted to see. And I'm disappointed in that, Carlos, because it was not the episode. As you can see, over 200,000 people did not want to see it at all. So that sucks. Okay, so hopefully they pick up. They still have time. It's only episode 2. So prayerfully they pick it up and they're able to give us more. Okay, give us more of what we're looking for from them, because right now that episode, it just was not good. It wasn't good at all. Okay, so there's that. I watched it was not the best second episode, but y'all going to flock to Real Housewives of RHO. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Listen, I'm tuned up in. Okay, I am here for it. I'm totally here for Sutton dismissing the hell out of Dorit. So I am going to be locked in and I'm excited. All right. So anyway, yes, there's that for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Miss Drew, the ratings, Drew and her thoughts on Miss Sanya. Let's see what Miss Kenya over here got going on. It looks like she's getting closer and closer to getting that divorce from Mr. Mark Daly. All right. So it looks like he was asking for her to turn over some financial records or whatnot. And Kenya Moore is agreeing to hand over financial statements in the pending divorce from Mark Daly. Okay. I think they're going to keep some things private when it comes to those financial records. Okay. So they are going to keep things quiet. And Cynthia said this on the previous episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's ready to move forward. He's not trying to push the divorce forward. So it looks like now it's starting to be pushed forward. So we can see Kenya actually dating some people soon and just being happy with her life. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, finally, not you being in a divorce longer than you've been in a marriage. I hate to see that. But, I'm glad that she's getting to a place where she can be fully happy. Okay? So there's that. All right. And let's move on. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I thought Mark had his own money. Child, that's what I thought too. I'm so tired of Mark. What does he really want? He better go sit down somewhere. Okay. What he need her financial information for? I don't know. don't know. But he definitely wanted the records to be sealed. I think he also wants her to pay his lawyer fees. Okay, I did see that in the article. So he did want that. It has only been 2 episodes. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all are always too hard on the Atlanta girls, and I'm sick of Carlos. He's talking too much. Okay. All right. Mark wants some of Kenya Moore hair care money. Probably so. He probably want a little piece. But we're gonna move on because I actually want to get to a different housewife as we talk about Carlos King and everything. Monique Samuels. I want to talk about Monique Samuels for a second here. Okay, so for those of you guys that do not know, Miss Monique Samuels will be on, I think it's coming on this weekend, Love and Marriage DC. Okay, this is a show that is a spinoff of Love and Marriage Huntsville that will be on the OWN Network on Saturday. And this is a production by Carlos King. Now, Miss Monique Samuels was previously a housewife on The Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, she got into an incident with a person on the cast and decided to no longer be a part of the show. Okay, that's what Miss Monique had to say. What else? So she was going to take a step back from doing reality TV until Carlos reached out to her and wanted her to actually be on his upcoming show, which is Love and Marriage DC. All right, so we're going to get into that because she ended up doing a interview with Carlos over there on his podcast. Okay, so feel free to check it out, but I am going to be sharing a few of my thoughts regarding this interview that Miss Monique Samuels did with Carlos. Okay, I also got a chance to check out the interview Monique did yesterday over there with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I actually have that interview, so if y'all would like for me to post that, let me know if you would like to see that interview as well, and I can put that interview up for you guys to check out. She does talk about in that interview, of course, the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. She didn't really talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. She just referred to Real Housewives of Potomac as that show. Okay, that show over there. She also kind of threw a little bit of shade over there to Marcel, all right, and him having a trip without his family, therefore preventing the children from having actual memories, okay, as they get older. So yeah, she definitely threw some shade over there, and she talked about her cast and things for the upcoming season. So let me know if you want that up, and I will post that, or I might post it anyway a little later. All right. What else? Let's get to the interview that she had with Carlos King, okay, Miss Monique Samuels, all right? Now, Monique spoke on Real Housewives of Potomac right out the gate, okay? She spoke on the show and why she actually did not return to the show. She says that it was because of the cast, it was because of the producers, and it was just a lot of things going on, okay? She says that the cast actually started to do things outside of the show, all right? I guess to come against her. They started to do certain stuff. Okay. She says that the producers also did some things because I think what they were trying to do were they were trying to bring incidences within Monique's marriage from outside of the show onto the show and some other stuff that they had been doing, girl. So Monique wasn't really, featuring it, right? She started to be a little bit apprehensive, right? Well, I think what the nail in the coffin for her was when she did the reunion. She did the reunion and she talked about how they put her in a wrong hotel. This is not the first time she said that. She spoke on that before, okay? She said they gave her a lot of lies about why she was put in another hotel, saying, oh, it was because you brought your bird. Then they turned around and they said, oh, it's because we didn't have room over here. And she, she's like, number one, no, it's not because of my bird, because y'all told me to bring T'Challa. Then in addition to that, I just called the hotel that the other ladies were at because Miss Karen and I had a conversation. I guess Karen was looking for her. So that's how she found out that she was in a separate hotel. She didn't know that she was, right? So she ended up calling the hotel and finding out that the hotel still had room. And she was getting ready to move all of her family over to that other hotel and asked if her bird could come as well, or her parrot or whatnot. And they told her, yes, that's fine. All right. So Miss Monique gave all of those details. All right. She also talked about the security guard that was there. She says that the security officer was staged by production to make it seem as though they were just, oh my God, I'm so afraid of Monique. Oh my God, we're afraid. We're scared. Okay. Of Monique. She also says that they were trying to continue to portray an image of her as though she's crazy. And for me, these are my honest thoughts, okay? Production didn't need to do that because you've already shown us that. I think a lot of people saw you for what you already gave us when it came down to the incident between you and Candace, okay? So when it came down to you and your ex-cast member, people already felt like you was crazy from the fight to the moment when you felt like you didn't want you weren't remorseful for it. On the flip side, though, I will say I don't think production was trying to play her in a bad light, but I do believe they was trying to fuck with her. I definitely believe they was trying to fuck with Miss Girl for sure. After listening to her interview and how she laid everything out, I can see that. I can see them trying to fuck with that lady. I don't think it was like, oh, we trying to do this so that we could get you all riled up and get another moment or whatever. I think they was just trying to fuck with that woman. So, I'll say I would not be surprised, okay, if that was the case. What else? What else? So Monique also says that she didn't even know Sharice. So we get to that conversation, right? Where we talk about Sharice. Y'all know Sharice is the reason a ton of these ladies are a part of this show, i.e. Karen, Giselle. I think she met Robin by way of Giselle or Giselle by way of Robin, one of the two. A lot of the core ladies that are on this show were brought to us by way of Sharice. But Miss Monique cleared that up, saying that she never knew who Sharice was. She was like, I don't know that lady. I never knew her. I knew who her husband was, but I didn't know her. Okay. I really didn't even know that he was married, but a few of the ladies on the show she has heard of before. And I'm sure she heard of them because they were filming a show in Potomac. Like, and then you saw the show. I don't think Monique came on the show until like the 3rd season. Right. So that's what she was saying about that. So she wanted to clear that up. What else did Miss Monique end up saying? Oh, she did say that she and Sharice ended up forming a very genuine sisterhood bond or whatnot, until they just didn't have that. She thought they was good, but they wasn't, okay? What else? Monique also referenced Candace, okay? And how Candace did a live. I think it was Candace she was speaking on, because she wouldn't really say Candace's name at all. But then I was a little confused because I was like, is she talking about Candace or she talking about the best friend? But I think she was talking about Candace, right? And she talked about how that girl is what she was saying. That girl ended up confirming a story about Monique where Monique was saying that basically they were trying to break up people's marriages. And Monique just felt like we don't have to do all of that. Like, we still can have a show, be catty, whatever we're going to do, still have respect for each other in their marriages, right? And you know, it sounds like she was talking about Candace, like once the reunion happened, that there were, I think it was Candace, because I think Candace said at that reunion that there were conversations that were had about bringing certain things to the forefront about her son not being her husband's. And Candace was like, no, like that's not going to fly because that little boy looks just like his dad. Like, that's not going to work. And in addition to that, Candace has also confirmed in a live that I uploaded a week or so ago, where she actually mentioned that there were plots. She mentioned that that's what those ladies do because she has witnessed them in the past. So now that Monique is no longer there, they are now plotting against Candace, which I think was the original plot to begin with. It just so happened that Monique and Candace didn't see it for themselves, so they ended up going at it with each other. All right. What else ended up happening? So she ended up touching on the fight again and how she felt extremely gaslit by the ladies, right? Monique said people wanted her to be mad at Andy, but she had no reason to be mad at him because Andy they reached out to each other, according to Monique. They reached out to each other. Andy checked in on her because she said she actually wanted to quit when the fight and things took place. So when the fight and stuff took place, she wanted to get the hell out of Dodge, right? And Andy told her, listen, I respect whatever it is that you like. If that's what you want to do, I'm a respect you or whatever, right? What else did she say? She said he was open to her leaving at the time. Yep. And after the fight happened, he was being supportive to her, right? She felt like the ladies were gaslighting her because they felt like she should have been remorseful immediately after the fight happened. But she says, you know, in like regular real life, like a lot of people get into fights and people aren't immediately remorseful afterwards. It's still like if they BIT, I don't care. I said what I said. And she's saying it's not until she had time to sit with herself and really think and be, you know, away from the ladies or whatnot for her to realize like what she did wrong. And then she grew to a place to be remorseful. And that's when Carlos actually highlighted that. Carlos highlighted the fact that Monique has taken time to heal from the incident. And he feels that she did at the very end acknowledge that Candace never deserved the incident that took place, which Monique did. Okay. She did do that at the end of the episode. She acknowledged that she felt like Candace did not deserve that or whatnot. Did we hear an apology at that time? No, we didn't. But, you know, Monique did cry on the show and she felt like Candace did not deserve what happened to her. Monique also said that everybody loves to harp on her showing a lack of remorse while sitting in front of the ladies, which was like probably the very next day after the fight took place, versus actually paying attention to the fact that she was remorseful when she sat down with the pastors or whatnot. Okay. That's what she wanted people to focus on. She also opened up and mentioned how she ended up quitting the show. So after she saw everything that happened at the reunion and how she felt like they were baiting her to act a certain way, even though she says she maintained her composure, she came out with her binder. She read the ladies down. But what she did not like was when she watched the reunion back, and she saw how they tried to play her husband as being a threat to the ladies by saying, oh, if I was a lady and y'all, you know, if y'all out here lying on my kids or whatever, or on my family or whatnot, if I was a lady, I've been, you know, slapped all of y'all or did whatever to y'all. He said she didn't like that they put that in there, painting a certain image of her husband. So once she saw that, that's what sealed the deal for her. And she says that she really was like, oh yeah, I'm done as fuck. Like I'm absolutely done. I'm out. So she ended up going on a trip to Miami. Y'all know Funky Dineva is down in Miami. She and he hung out and things. And she was trying not to give away the fact that she was pissed and she was about to release this show. So once she got back home, she said she sent the email about 10:30 or so at night. She said 10:31 to be exact, letting them know exactly how she felt. Okay. And she left, but I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that part because for me, I don't think it was truly confirmed that she said she quit when she sent the email. It sounds like she sent the email just showing her disdain for how that happened. So it was always my understanding that they sent her a contract, a friend contract, right? And then you also heard that she was terminated. Like on a recent live, that's when Candace also said that Monique was terminated. Monique recently did another interview, she did another live on Mother's Day, and she said she was never terminated. Okay, she left the show. So she addressed that real quickly as she talked about her essential oils or whatnot. But that part was just not necessarily clear because it makes me wonder, did they present to you a contract that was a contract hoping to continue to keep you a part of the show, but not in the large capacity. So that way you could feel, you know, I guess safe or whatnot in the certain things you share about your family. And then that was declined because it sounded like once the message was out there that contracts were given out, that's when Monique took to social media, or maybe it could have been I don't know if it was like a week later, or maybe it could have been the very next day of the reunion, not sure. I thought contracts had gone out at that time, and then Monique had made the announcement that she was not going to be a part of the show, right? So, I don't know. As I'm thinking about it, I think she made that announcement the very next day of the reunion or something like that, or the week of the reunion. She made the announcement, okay? But I'm not sure if she had that friend contract or not and decided like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, it sounded like her intentions, according to the interview, was always to quit the show after that. I just wonder if she received the contract, was demoted, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she could have been demoted, but still her intentions could have been to have left the show to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what contract they sent to her, right? That could have been what it is for her, right? So, what else? that was that. Yeah, she also goes on to, Carlos goes on to talk about Love and Marriage DC and how this is going to be an amazing show, even though he was trying to make sure we all understood that Love and Marriage DC is going to be completely different than Huntsville. He was saying that Huntsville is its own show, DC will be its own show. Based on the interviews that have been done and from the previews, in my opinion, and we are going to see, I'm not sure if the show is going to fully give. I am hoping that it is, but I don't know. Okay, I hope that it gives, and the reason why I say that is because I have not seen a Carlos King production that I have not liked. So that's what makes me think that the show is actually going to be good. But from these interviews, from the previews, I'm like, and I feel like that also is going to suck for them. Because I know a lot of people, myself, are going to compare it to Huntsville, right? So I think that's why he was trying to make sure that he said, listen, these are two different shows at the end of the day, okay? So give them the opportunity of being their own standalone franchise, because we're not comparing, Atlanta to, I guess, Potomac or whatnot, or are we? Okay. But anyway, yeah, she also goes on to drop another nugget that we didn't know. Monique Samuels was actually reached out to be by Andy and the production team or whatnot to be a part of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. She was actually offered a spot on that. And she said, I don't know if I want to do it. And Andy said, well, no, think about it. Think about what you want to do. And she was like, So she took time. She thought about it, came back to him and said, hey, no, I don't think this is something I'll be interested in doing, something I want to do. No, not at all. And so Andy came back and told her, well, that's fine. If you change your mind, let us know. But what's interesting is I feel like the reason she truly declined it, because he assured her nobody from Potomac was going to be on the show. She would be the only one from Potomac that would be on the show. I think the reason she declined it was because she already knew she was about to start filming that show, Love and Marriage DC. Because I feel like they started filming sometime maybe last year, maybe top of this year or whatever. So maybe that's what I'm thinking. And I could be wrong, but I feel like her schedule was going to conflict, which is why she wasn't really open to doing it, because I don't think Monique will have an issue with filming with nobody aside from the ladies that don't like her. So yeah, I think she would have been open to filming with those other white ladies and filming with Kenya and filming with Cynthia. I think she would have been welcoming to that, or even filming with Phaedra and filming with Eva, right? So that's what I'm thinking, and I could be wrong. But she said oh no, that was another thing she said. She said that what she told Andy was when he said the other ladies are not going to be on there or whatever. And she said, oh, that's what so she was like, well, it's not just those ladies, Andy. It was also a production issue. So that's the reason that she said she didn't really do it, was because of how production has already tried to play her. So she didn't want to go back into that den with them again. So that's what Monique actually ended up saying. Okay. So yeah, there's that. That is what Miss Monique says. Okay. Same here. She just didn't mesh with Potomac, and that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Season 2 is the ex-housewife season, and it's not giving good. But I guess since she's technically an ex-housewife over there, she probably would have, been able to fit in. I would have taken it because of all, like, you barely can see the 2 black women that's on there. But I'm going to tune in and see what it's giving. I don't know if I'm going to review it, but I'm probably going to tune in and see. I'm sure Andy reached out to her. He reached out to Phaedra, so I'm sure he would have done the same for Monique. Yes, and that's something Carlos King also said. He said one thing about Andy. Andy always wants to make sure the ladies are comfortable. Even after Portia got into her incident with Kenya, Andy reached out. He always wants to make sure people are comfortable. Well, what's going on with Nene? I will say this. After that incident took place of Nene wanting to leave the show and things, I do recall a time when Nene was out here loud chomping, saying a lot of things about the network or whatnot, right? Before the law, way before the lawsuit, and I think before she even made the insults to Andy, her and Andy actually went out to eat. I think it was like in New York or somewhere, wherever they were, up north or wherever it was, her and Andy actually hung out since she left the show, or they couldn't come to some type of agreement or whatever. That did happen. So I do think Andy probably does want to make sure the ladies are accommodated. Right? He just could have did a better job with Miss Kim, or at least giving Nene her own show. But I think that I could also see where the network probably felt like Nene was too valuable to Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they didn't want her to branch out. But I don't think that's fair if they did think that. You know, all of the ladies, it was an ensemble cast, so everybody was, you know, valuable. So Candy shouldn't have been able to just go over and get her one off, or nor Kim or Lisa Vanderpump or whatever, you know, even though Lisa Vanderpump was never a part of Atlanta. But yeah. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Okay, I'm just scanning the comments, but I will say this because I'm about to hop off in a second. Everybody's entitled to feel how they feel, you know, about cast people on the show. If you've watched my channel, you know that I've always had like a strong disdain for Miss Monique Samuels, primarily due to the incident that took place between she and Candace. However, I am, because I do feel like people are human and they are allowed to change. I'm sure we all have done some things in our lives that, you know, we have grown from. But if you guys don't want to see it for her, I ain't mad at you. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys for continuing to support my content. But I'm definitely going to give her a chance with the Love and Marriage DC and check it out. And just, you know, hopefully see a different side of Monique than how I saw her on Real Housewives of Potomac. You know, seeing her in a different element that she may feel more comfortable in, and maybe she, you know, she might stand out, she might not, with the new cast. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Oh, Jamie, that's me. You team hashtag Monique is trash. What you mean? I'm confused. But in terms of her, no, I didn't like her. I didn't like her. I did not like her. I did not like that whole situation with Candace and how things played out. But I'm definitely going to tune in and watch her and see how it plays out. And if it goes in the same direction that I don't like this woman, then I'm going to speak on that, you know. And if it goes in a direction that, you know, I actually like Monique, I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to tailor or alter how I feel based on how y'all feel. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't do that with me. And you ain't gonna do that anyway, because that's just how y'all is. But I mean, you know, if you don't like her, don't like her. You know what I'm saying? If you like her, like her. If you want to give her a chance, give her a chance. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a right to do what they want to do. You know? So y'all, you know, it's up to y'all. You know, if y'all want to come back every week and you know, trash her, we gonna talk about it. You know? And if y'all want to praise her, you can, you know. What you said, Kayla? Jamie, I'm saying that I think it's good that I was hashtag trash Monique. I mean, Monique is trash. Not y'all telling me good luck. Girl, y'all is messy. Y'all is messy. Well, I'll give her a chance so y'all don't have to. But I'm definitely going to let you guys come and tell me your thoughts about it, though. That's right, Tay. That's right. We all are free to have our own opinions. We just going to see. We going to see, y'all. Ooh, somebody said Monique is not remorseful. She still can say Candace's name. Now, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be fair here. And y'all know I go up for Candace. I'm going to be fair here, baby Trisha. Candace don't say her name either. So I think they probably may have seen each other interviews. They be like, well, she ain't going to say my name. I ain't going to say her name. Well, she ain't going to say my name. I ain't going to say her name. You want me to come over there? I'll come over there. Then tell me you want me to come over there. Then I'll come over there. But if you don't want me to come over there, then don't say that. I ain't going to say that. So that's, I mean, you know, I'm just trying to be a little fair. Let's see. Somebody said it wasn't even a fight. It was the damage control, manipulation, faux narrative of the events to sway public opinion for me. That is what bothered me a lot when I watched that. In addition to, it was the things that was leading up to that when Candace was not trying to, engage in that type of activity with her originally, right? But it just seems like the focus was primarily on her for some reason, but never at the people that it should be at. So that's why I put a lot of fault on her for that. But what I actually like is that to me, girl, I felt like Monique went silent for a minute, and maybe that's because she was filming the show or something like that, but she went silent because it was at one point after the incident happened, it was continuing to be her going on YouTube, doing these lives, engaging in conversations with these people and all this other stuff. Like, granted, she could do what she wants. It's her channel, right? But I was kind of tired of seeing her. So I actually liked the part where she just kind of like faded out. We got a whole new season, new people. We got new things to really talk about. So I like that. And I think because she went kind of like quiet, made room for me to be like, okay, let me see what she doing now. Let me see what you got going on now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely I'm gonna give her that and check it out for sure. Oh, was that it? Oh wow. Well, I'm glad they did. I think it helped. I think it helped. You know what I'm saying? I think Love and Marriage DC is going to show her in a very different light. I do. I did not like her cookie cutter answers to some of the interview questions, right? The primary thing she kept saying was like, oh, when we get together, we clown, we joke, we laugh. And that made me agree with the friend group. But I think she gonna have an issue with Winter. She was very bubbly in her interview. She didn't really give away a lot, which is I guess not a bad thing. But I think she might have an issue with Winter. I don't know. Winter seems like from the interview, she just say whatever. And I think she might have an issue with her. Let's see. All right, y'all. Well, this was cute. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today for 2.5 hours. Feel free to hop down in the comments and continue to share your thoughts. Yeah, go ahead and like the video. I do appreciate all of you guys for, joining me, hanging out, sharing is also caring. So definitely share the video. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hop off, and I'm going to try my best to come back to you guys a little later on today. All right, so we're going to check out some stuff later on today. So just be looking out for that. Again, thank you so much for watching or listening. Okay, I'm Jamie. That's me. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.